Yes, good evening, good evening, good evening. You know the vibes, man. It's that time. As you can see, I am still in work attire. That is because I am a man of many things. We do many things, many things. But yeah, let's check the audio out. We're gonna get to dropping that source. This is episode 165, I believe, right? Let's just make sure. Let's just make sure. But yeah, man, a lot going on. We're going to touch on a couple of things. Shout out to Joe Smith. I see Joe Smith is in the hood, man. Out there in Huntington Station, fitness through boxing as a world champion in his mixed training. That is major for Huntington Station. Huntington Station, stand up, man. We are doing some things. Suffolk County, yeah. Shout out to Rob Vicario, owner of that facility. But yeah, we're gonna let me see how I gotta check the audios real quick. Then I'm gonna get to dropping some sauce like only I can. I'm gonna take you places that people are scared to go to, but not I. Not I. I talk the talk because I walk the walk. I talk the talk because I walk the walk. I just want to hear how I'm sounding. Okay, yeah. Talk the talk. Yes, yes. I walk the walk. We are sounding good. We are sounding good. All right. Let's get right to it, man. Should I pull it up on the book first? Yeah, I think I'll pull it up on. I think I'll pull my Facebook up so y'all could get a visual of what I'm about to reference, right? And I gotta, like I said, man. This is like only I could do this. Only I could do this, man. Only I can do this, man. Cause a lot of people be scared. Like, it's sad, man. I'm a bust all that down. I'm gonna break all of that down in 2 seconds, man. 2 seconds. We're gonna pull that up right there. There we go. We're gonna get to this right here, right? We're gonna get to this right here real quick, right? Let me scroll down. See, I'll be killing it, man. I got a little time, so I'm gonna really do my thing because, like I said, I took care of the first step of what I needed to take care of, right? But here it goes, right here. This is what I want to really speak on, right? Can y'all see that? Can y'all see that? Yeah, y'all can see it. All right, Regis Progress did an interview, and he alluded to the fact that he was promised fights, right? He was promised fights. He had a one fight deal, I guess, with the PBC. He was promised fights from Al Heyman that didn't come to fruition. That didn't come to fruition. Now, when he made the statement, right? It's like you can't say nothing bad about this guy. It's sad because it's like even if that was the case, all he did was just air it out. But it's like anytime, and I'm gonna show you what I mean. I'm gonna show you what I mean. It's like that's why the game is where it's at. That's why the game is where it's at because here is a former world champion who just he said what he said, man. But they put so much pressure on you, right? They put so much pressure on you. I want to show the comments, man. Right? Okay, let's blow this up. Shout out to my man, YM Sports out of Philadelphia. Hopefully I said that right. But here it is right here, right? We just said what he said, right? They're gonna say, I'm gonna read this to you, man. I'll be killing this shit now, man. You're rocking out with the sword. Shy Sizzle. Regis says to Michael Cobbinger, my comments were taken out of context in the tweets posted online about Al Heyman. In the actual interview, I was just frustrated that the Mario Barrios and Adrian Broner fight never presented themselves. But you see how he made a statement saying that he was promised something and it didn't come to fruition. Now, the powers that may be, you see what happened when he said that Al Heyman didn't take care of his promise. You see how they switched it up, the media. They switched it up and have made him clean it up. If that's the case, that's the case, man. Like, everybody's not God. You know what I'm saying? Like, they always try to act like he's the savior of the sport. Meanwhile, he's not God, man. It's very disrespectful to the true Alpha and Omega, man. But yeah, they made him clean the statement up, man. They made him clean the statement up, man. It's sad. The man says something, and I guess the pressure, because he's in talks with getting the Mikey Garcia fight, and wish him all the best. But shout out to Regis Progress, man, and his congratulations to my God, man, friend of the source, friend of the podcast, Fitness by Tobler Evans, soon to be grandfather. Yes, his daughter's having a baby, so congratulations on the new life. Congratulations on everything that's coming your way. You are a solid stand-up dude, man, and we wish you all the best over here. But yes, let's move on. I need to reach out to my guy, World Combat Sports. Another alarming thing came across the source. Today, right? They are trying to apply pressure to Teofimo Lopez for the fight to be in October in Australia. Teofimo is trying to fight next month. He's trying to fight next month, August 14th, like the original date. Now, for whatever reason, they are trying to get that fight pushed back to October and have it in Australia, in George Kambosos' backyard, pretty much. Now, there are rumors circulating around that Teofimo may just give up the IBF belt. And that'll be a damn shame, man. You know why? Because this kid worked his ass off to put himself in position to be somewhat of an undisputed champion. You got people saying that he's not, that he is. He does have all the belts. And it just is what it is, man. But damn, for him to, do that journey, beating Lomachenko, just to give up that belt, man. Just to give up that belt. So I'm gonna reach out to World Combat. Because I know World Combat, shout out to my guy Scotty, who's battling the COVID. You're in our prayers. But I know my guy World Combat has the hookup with his manager, Mr. McWaters. So we have to see what's really going on. Because I know Mr. McWaters made statements and did interviews where he said they will drop the belt. Yes, CEO Nasai is in the building. What's going on?
You're doing a good job.
Thank you.
Can I go in the pool?
No, it's not hot. Okay. It's not hot. No pool.
Okay, but can I just have a burger from them?
Huh?
Can I just have a burger from them?
Yeah, you can go over there and eat. Go. But I'm making the fried chicken.
No pool.
No pool. It's not hot, Nasaya.
Okay, I probably.
Yeah, it's not hot. It's not hot. No pool. It's not that hot today.
Okay.
Yep. But yes, back to what I was saying. I gotta reach out to World Combat. Matter of fact, let me shoot him a text right now. That's what I said. We multitask, man. World Combat has the hookup with and if you don't know who I'm talking about Split T Management. See, but hey, what do I know? Yes, Split T Management. That's who manages the career of the unified champion, undisputed champion. So let me send out a text to my guy right now. World Combat Sports, man. Scotty, that's my guy, man. Text him right now, Scotty, because Scotty did an excellent interview with him before. So let's really see if that's the case, man. Like I just said, that'd be tragic that he's giving up that belt, man. But yes, this is the garden right here. Shout out to cousin Yvette. Let's plug her garden.
Business and everything. This is fresh. You see what it says? Full produce. As natural as can be. I wish y'all could actually smell this. See, this is some fresh kale. Right here, I got a head of lettuce in here. I got some onion. Let me show you. Let me just show you. Let me run it down for y'all, man. Onions right here. Going out of real garden. See the onions? Oh, man, I wish you could just smell this, man. Look at this cabbage. Got a nice cabbage in here. Put this cabbage out there. Y'all see that cabbage? Y'all see that cabbage? Yeah, see that cabbage in there? Fresh produce. So when I do them green smoothies, just know you're getting the best.
Yeah.
All natural. Yes. You know the vibe.
All natural. See, that's what I was doing. That's why I had jumped on a little late, because I was prepping.
Yeah, man. You see that? That's a fresh cabbage. Got some kale right here. This is all fresh from the garden. Some lettuce. More lettuce, another cabbage. More lettuce right here, man. We are working. About to start the podcast up at this soup. This is kale, man. Straight out of a real garden. Picked this morning by my cousin. Yes. I'm gonna let that just soak. Then I'm gonna rinse it. But you know the vibes, man.
Yeah.
You put poison in yourself. You always gotta put God's medicine in you too. Check me out. Check me
Yes,
out.
you see. Yes, I felt the need to come on here and do that. You know how I do. This is my show, so I can flow how I want to flow. But yeah, I had to plug that. That's from my cousin's garden. Let's get to some of these articles now in the boxing scene, man. It is fight week. It is fight week. I have a serious question that I want to pose to the people. Yes, to the people, man. I have a question that I want to pose to the people real quick, man. Let me share this real quick. Because I want the naysayers to hear this real quick. I'm gonna share this. But I'm gonna pose a serious question. A serious question real quick. So I need to get this to some of these groups so I can rattle some cages real quick. Because that's what I do. I rattle cages. Because we got the fighters this week, man. Undisputed, man. We will have a undisputed champion at 154, man. At 154. We're going to have an undisputed champion come Saturday night at 154. We're going to have an undisputed champion at 154. Now the question. What? I don't care. You can't go in the pool. It's not hot, man. It's not hot. Yes, now the question that I want to pose, right? The question that I want. No, I told you I'm about to make the fried chicken. Yeah, the crispy chicken like you like. No. Listen, don't ask me again. See, that's your problem. I told you no already, and you're still asking me. Now back to what I was saying, the topic at hand. Where will Charlo, if say he does win, right? Or even this man right here wins, where do you put them now on the pound for pound list? Inquiring minds want to know where would you rank them, the winner of this fight, whether it be Charlo or whether it be Brian, Mr. Brian? Where would you rank them on the pound for pound list? That is the question at hand. So for those of y'all that's gonna tap in with this and try to steal some sauce, that is the question of the day. Where do you rank the winner of this fight on the pound for pound list? That is the question at hand. Feel free to tap in, drop a comment, leave a comment. When you do tap into this, where would you rank the winner of this Saturday night's Undisputed, man? Somebody is going to make history. Somebody is going to be the first undisputed junior middleweight champion of the world. Just see what Charlo was saying. That's why I said, where do you rank this? Where would the winner be ranked in the pound for pound? Because you see what he said. Jamel Charlo says the fight. Brian Castano. The Castano fight could be the one that puts me in the Hall of Fame. That is correct. And you know my feelings towards him. But hey, at the end of the day, the winner of that fight is making history as a undisputed champion. First time ever, junior middleweight. That is a Hall of Fame type shit. So he has a valid point. You see, that's one thing about me. You see how I keep it tall? Tall, yes, solid. Like I said, I get on this guy's bumper a lot. But when the man has a valid point and he has a valid statement, there's nothing I can do but acknowledge it and salute it. That is a fact. Whoever wins this fight, even if Brian Castano is the winner, I just alluded to that a little earlier. Where does that put him on the pound for pound list? Because this is a historic fight, because the winner will be the first undisputed champion, junior middleweight champion, man. And that weight division has had many fighters come through. Canelo Alvarez used to be a junior middleweight champion, but he never was undisputed. You have I could just run off names. Alizari Lara, I might have said his first name wrong, was in that division. Never was undisputed. You had Swift Hurd, was the unified champion. Close, but never was undisputed. You had Julian J. Rock Williams, unified champion, but was never undisputed. One of these two warriors has a chance to make history. And I definitely do see the winner making a strong claim for the Hall of Fame, man. That's a fact. I know you're going to get the naysayers that say one fight doesn't define you for a Hall of Fame, but we're talking about a serious accomplishment as becoming the first undisputed junior middleweight champion. That's a Hall of Fame accomplishment. A Hall of Fame accomplishment. That is. But hey, what do I know? As we move on, let's check out another article. Definitely tapping with the boxing scene. Boxing scene has a lot of good stuff all the time. A lot of stuff. This is my guy right here. I gotta highlight my guy, man, Chauncey Cassius, man. I had the privilege of covering this man's fight right here when he fought at the Aviator Center back when I was going very hard on the media scene. You know what I mean? I remember covering this guy. He's a skillful, big, heavyweight, strong, sturdy guy out of Maryland. I believe he is trained by no other than yours truly, Calvin Ford. I think he's still with Calvin Ford. I'm not sure, but big, strong, heavyweight. Not too long ago, before the COVID kicked in, he's the fight on ESPN. It was on ESPN Plus, where he knocked the dude out the ring. and the dude fell out the ring. Remember that? That was him right here, Big Cassius, man. Yeah, Shanewz, man. He's a strong heavyweight back in action on August 14th, man. A lot of guys is fighting on the 14th. The Russell brothers, Polo the Dawn, and Antonio also in action on August 14th, man. And not for nothing, Antonio is going to be fighting for an interim WBA title. Interim WBA title, man. But yeah, definitely tap in with the boxing voice, man. The boxing voice always covers a lot of good stuff. Like I said, see, one thing about me, I don't. It is what it is. I've never been a hater or jealous of anybody, because anything somebody else does, you could do too. We all have the same opportunities. Some of us just get a little bigger push than others, but we all have the same opportunities. Like you see, like how I'm kicking. This is me all day, every day. This is how I do now. As far as like my media game, like I told y'all, I'm not gonna be going hard trying to cover fights no more. I got other things going on. I am an agent somewhat. This is a major fight right here, and it is a major fight for the youngin, Virgil Ortiz. Man, he's fighting. I cannot pronounce these dudes' names for nothing. Kavalaphazis. Yes, that's the guy that Terrence Bud Crawford knocked out. That some people say dropped Terrence Crawford in the fight. But this is a good test to really see where young Virgil is at. He has all knockouts. You know, I wasn't really too impressed by the Samuel Vargas fight, man. I felt like they stopped that fight when they didn't have to, only because they knew that Danny Garcia stopped him, I believe, that same round that Virgil Ortiz did. So, you know, I just feel like, you know how boxing is. We talked about that a little bit. But nonetheless, this should be a great fight. And this fight right here is also on August 14th, man, in Frisco. Down there, Frisco, Texas. That's probably at the, I believe that's the practice facility, Cowboys practice facility, one of them. But it's also, you know, Jerry's World. Jerry Jones, if you don't know, Jerry Jones, right, basically has like a mall. He has a whole, like I said, I've been down there. I've been to the store. He has a whole, yeah, let's call it a mall, man. A whole town, you know, Frisco. Hotels, restaurants, everything. Everything is beautiful. It's very, very beautiful. But yeah, I believe that fight's going to be at the store because it says Frisco, Texas. And if you know Frisco, Texas, if somebody knows, man, feel free to tap in. But if you know Frisco, Texas, that's where the store is. That's where Earl Spence had his first homecoming title defense. And now he has moved on to bigger and better things, fighting at Jerry's World, the big house. Yes. But that fight is, look, that month of August is going to be an action-packed month, because then the following week, August 21st, you have Earl Spence and Manny Pacquiao in Vegas. But the 14th, you have a lot of fights, as I just showed y'all. But yeah, we get to see what Virgil's about, man. That's a common opponent is Terrence Crawford right there. Terrence Crawford finished him off, knocked him out in impressive fashion. This is gonna be a good somewhat of a heavyweight scrum right here. Carlos Takem versus Joy Joyce. Joy Joyce is riding high right now, and I like this fight because, you know, it's the heavyweights, man. But right now, the heavyweight division needs a little life, especially after Tyson COVID. Heard what I called him? Tyson COVID. After Tyson Fury caught the COVID, caught Mr. Anderson. Yes, caught them hands from Mr. Anderson. But that's neither here nor there, allegedly. But hey, what do I know? But I watched the interview I believe it was on Ak and Barack. Might have been Ak and Barack, where Eddie Hearns was kind of going hard at Wilder, and the whole basically what he was alluding to was that the fans really didn't want this fight, the trilogy. He said the only people that wanted this fight was Deontay Wilder and his team. How true is that? How do you guys feel about that, man? I'm just gonna put that out there, man. Like I said, people gonna watch this. I know they're gonna do spin-off videos because they always try to follow the source. They always try to follow the source. But yes, how do you feel about that? What is your thoughts on that? What Eddie Hearns basically said that the fans, nobody really wanted this fight between Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder. Only Deontay Wilder and his team wanted it, not the fans. The fans want to see Joshua Fury. What's your whole thoughts on that, man? You know, I just got to put it out there, man. You know, this is the source. You're rocking out with Shy Sizzle. I just had to put it out there, you know. I think I'm going to shut it down about, I'll give y'all a half hour, man, because I want to get to cooking. You know, I want to prepare. Because I see my daughters are kind of hungry. Their stomachs is growling. They want to. Yo, Lord of the Rings, man, I'm glad you just tapped in. Shout out to Lord of the Rings, one of the producers of the show. I was just alluding to the fact that Eddie Hearns did an interview. And Eddie Hearns basically said that nobody wanted to see Wilder Fury again. He said the only ones that was pushing for that was Wilder and his team. I believe it was on Ak and Barack. Huh? It's all right. Go. All right. It's okay. I'll clean it up. I'll clean it up. No, you can't. You can't because you're not swimming. And I'm about to start cooking. But yes, Lord of the Rings, what is your thoughts on that, man? That he alluded to that, the fact that nobody wanted to see that fight. The only ones that wanted to see that fight was Wilder and his team. That there was no real demand by the fans for that fight. The fans wanted to see Fury and Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua. You know, that's why I said they're playing a lot of psychological warfare with Team Wilder and the whole Wilder team, man. Hopefully, dude stays strong mentally, man. That's all it is right now. It's a mental game right now being played. They pushed that fight back all the way to October. Here it is. We are in July. That fight was supposed to be in 2 weeks. It went from getting canceled 2 weeks from now to all the way to October. That's damn near the fall, man. How do you have a fight? How do you have a fight, right? That is scheduled for the summertime, and you push it back all the way to the fall, man. That's crazy, yo. But hey, what do I know? Yeah, he says Fury is skeptical. Yeah, he is, man. He's all over the world. You seeing conflicting reports that he wants to retire. Yeah, it's like he's having a nervous breakdown, man. It's like he's having a nervous breakdown. I'm telling you, I remember I told you, Lord of the Rings, I had the inside scoop. The real big baby, Jared Anderson, was whooping his ass, man. But this isn't the first time. He did it the first camp, man. He did it the first camp, was giving him that work, giving him the business. But this time, allegedly, he knocked him out in sparring, 16-ounce gloves and headgear. Knocked him out, man. Rattled his noodle. Busted up his brain. So now he's all over with it, man. He caught COVID, man. It's crazy. Like, and you know what's like, I say it's crazy, but I don't want to throw him under the bus. You know, that's not my job to do. But it's like COVID, people catching COVID and is at an all-time low. And it's like when COVID was running rampant, right? When it was running rampant, and people was catching it. Like I know I covered a fight in the bubble and all that. It wasn't as many people, athletes now. You seeing like a lot of athletes are popping up with it. Chris Paul just had it, man. Now you see Teofimo Lopez caught it. Now you see Tyson Fury just caught it, man. These guys are world-class elite athletes catching it, man. And the numbers are down all across the board. Everywhere else, things are opening up. You're seeing people walk around with no mask because they're totally fully vaccinated and all that. It is what it is. Yo, he said Fury is the Jolly Green Giant. He is, man. He is, man. I alluded to that a couple podcasts ago. He has a lot of money now, man. And you remember what happened to him last time he touched serious paper when he beat Klitschko. You know, like that's what I said, man. Some people can't handle money, man. Some people can't handle money and fame, man. They can't, man. They can't, man. And not for nothing, man. He was in Vegas, man, for a while, man. So you already know, man. And it's alleged that, you know, he likes to sit. You know, he does other things, allegedly. You know, we got to stay allegedly over here because we are trying to be politically correct and professional. But Vegas isn't the town if you have those type of vices and you can't battle your demons. That's not the town. Maybe he should have had training camps somewhere else, secluded, and just pulled up fight week. But hey, what do I know? Maybe he should have been in Big Bear. Maybe he should have been somewhere in the mountains. Like we used to talk about, man. We used to always talk about that in the earlier podcasts. Like, as a fighter, as a trainer, a teacher, somebody that's somewhat into the sports, been around it. When you're training, you want to be uncomfortable. You want to be miserable. You know, like dude had, from what I'm hearing, yeah, he had a whole entire floor at the MGM Grand, a whole penthouse floor. You know, training. He was training at the top ranked facility, but he had a whole penthouse floor at the MGM Grand. You know, sometimes people can't handle that, man. It is what it is. Allegedly. We gotta stick with the allegedly. Yes, Coach Reen on the scene. Yeah, you don't need all those cookies. Just take 2. Put the rest back. Because I am about to start preparing dinner for y'all. I was just letting it marinate. That's why I wanted to do the podcast so it could marinate for a half an hour.
They're screaming, so can we?
Yeah, it does. It does. That's a fact. No, you're not going over there, Narina. You're not going over there. You go over there all the time. Okay, and I told you you're not going over there. It's all right. It's okay. So what? Let them keep screaming. Yes, it does. It does make them laugh. It gets them too comfortable. Shout out to the late great Marvin Hagler, man. Marvin Hagler was a master at you know, getting gritty, getting ready for war. Like you're getting ready for war, man. You don't need all the luxuries of that, man. You want it to be as uncomfortable. You see what Lord of the Rings just said? Let me, excellent comment, man. He said it gets you lax. You want to be miserable. You want to be grumpy. Because you're going to war, man. You're going to actual battle. You are going to battle. So you want to be. That's why, you know, one of my favorite gyms, man, of all time. I can't wait to touch that city and pull up on it, man. Crunks, with a late great Emmanuel Stewart. Many world champions came out of that gym. That gym is something like the Brentwood Rec. If you ever in town, the Brentwood Rec is a small, hot, sweaty gym. That's the type of gyms real fighters come out of, man. But hey, what do I know? Real fighters don't come out of these Hollywood facility gyms. You know, like Lord of the Rings alluded to the other day. The manufactured fighters do, but the real gritty, rough fighters, like shout out to the Russell brothers, the Enigma Boxing Gym. It's a gritty, rough, dungeon style gym. That's where the killers are coming out of, man. The killers aren't coming out of these Hollywood gyms, man. I'm telling you, man. If your gym is all state of the art, more power to you, man. 9 times out of 10, your fighter is going to be. Shout out to the old heads. I'm gonna tell you what the old head used to say, man. Growing up, and I used to be in the gym running around, and like I alluded to on my Instagram, get that prima donna Adonis out of here. We are training fighters. This isn't no goddamn country club. Get that Adonis out of here. All right, that's what these nice facilities create, Adonises. You're not when you're fighting, you're not an Adonis, man. You're a warrior, man. You're a straight warrior. Get that prima donna Adonis out of here. This isn't no goddamn country club. We are training warriors. That's what we are doing, man. We are training warriors, man. So I tell guys all the time, man, the grittier, grimier the gym is, that's where the fighters is, Yo, shout out to what was that? Rocky 3. Was it Rocky 3? You see how they tried to run with that? They knew when Rocky got his ass whooped, and then he had to go back to the trenches, and Apollo Creed took him to the gym. You see, Rocky was doing the Hollywood Square shit. He got commercial, man. Apollo Creed had to take him back to the trenches, to the dungeon, man. He went up in one of the grittiest gyms, man. And everybody was looking at him like Lord of the Rings would say. He came in the ring. They knew him as Rocky Balboa, but he was a piece of bear meat. Those dudes had the eye of the tiger because they seen a piece of bear meat walking to the gym. That's what Rocky Balboa was when he came into that gritty, hungry gym, man. I might throw that on, man. Hopefully that's on Netflix, man. After I'm done cooking, man, I gotta watch Rocky, man. Yeah, that was one of my favorite scenes, man. But like I said, man, we are gonna wrap this up. Salute to everybody for tapping into the smoke session. My guy Rob James, July 24th. Next week, Eric Moon is in action. Definitely tap into that down there in Georgia, the Atlanta section. Lord of the Rings. Post the venue again, man, in the comments before I get off of here, so I could throw that up, man. Eric Moon, July 24th, next Saturday, not this Saturday, the following Saturday. Is fighting in Atlanta, the Buckhead section, I believe it is, man. Yes, Eric Moon, man, friend of the source, friend of the podcast, man. Definitely will be in action. And then the end of the month, my guy Quan the Dawn, back in action up there in New Hampshire. And I think after this, Quan the Dawn got something big on the table, man. I ain't gonna let the cat out the bag, but this is gonna be it for him. They got something big on the table, man. With that being said, you know how we do. We are gonna wrap this up. Always remember, keep God first. Never put a limitation on what you can do and can become. Sky is always the limit. You work hard enough, you keep grinding, eventually doors will open. People will see what's real and who's doing what and who's doing who. With that being said, we're going to tap out, man. The words of Russell Simmons. Thank y'all for coming out. God bless you. Good night. You know the vibes. I holla.